As I'm heading out to the Eagle River, I need some flies for mid-morning to late afternoon.
My name is Peter Stitcher, and I'm an aquatic biologist by vocation, and I am the owner and CFG, or Chief Fly Geek, here at Ascent Fly Fishing. I started my career as a fly seller out of necessity. I was working as an aquatic biologist at the time, designing, building, and managing trophy trout water across Colorado. And biologists don't make a lot of money, so I had a friend ask me what flies would be working on a specific river. And in my work as a biologist, I had studied the bugs on that river, the entomology, and so I tied him a box of flies that matched the hatches, the bugs that were living there, and the life cycle, where they were at in the water and on the water at the time he was going to fish that river. And he outfished all of his friends and the fishing guide. And so as a biologist, I had the secret sauce. I had the inside knowledge on what was working. And so I started tying and selling flies. For 9.5 years, we built the fly shop out of my home in Littleton. And we would take political signs and we would paint over them, and we'd have arrows that says, fly fishing sale this direction. And I would put out 160 signs in about a 4-mile radius around my house on a weekend. And people would just follow the signs, and we'd have 500 guys at my house on a weekend. And so people would knock on my garage door, I'd open up, and they had this a biologist at their disposal to help them choose the right flies for their next fishing trip. And it's pretty intimate coming into someone's home as opposed to a store. So if they came by at dinner time, oftentimes they get invited in for a burger. For those of age, they always were offered a free beer. And yeah, we really just shared life literally at my house. And so it's a very intimate thing to have people into your home. And that's where the community was formed. And it's grown to this space, which we try to create a very special community-focused space that's very different than other fly shops here. So our mission is threefold. First off, we share the water. And so you come into the fly shop, we have a flat screen TV. You don't need to buy anything for us to drop a dozen pins on the best fishing spots, undeveloped hot springs, dispersed camping sites. What you need to connect with yourself, with God, and with family, we are going to help you do that. And there's never a charge to that. So we share the water. We share knowledge. There's a big learning curve in fly fishing. The casting, where to fish, what to fish. It can be intimidating for a lot of people. And so as a biologist, and again, as people that are passionate about community on the water, we will equip you with the knowledge to become successful in the ways that feel life-giving for you. And then we share life. So we share the water, we share knowledge, and we share life. I have 56 full-time employees in Kenya, and in their lives and their families, and blessing them and sharing what we're experiencing here with them is as important as sharing that with my employees here. And through God's blessing and through this medium of fly fishing, selling these small $1.75 flies, I've seen employees' kids get open heart surgery and now they're thriving, or go through law school in Kenya, this generational growth and blessing. The question that I've had to ask about why I do this, and I'd encourage other anglers to ask, is, what are you looking for on the river? What do you need today? Do you need to get away from work? Do you need to still your mind from the stress or trials of life? Do you need a quiet space to have a conversation with a loved one? Do you need a great camping spot where you can just have an adventure with some friends? What are you looking for today? And allow it to be something different. It's not all about conquering and catching the biggest fish. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe today that's what you need. But I think, be honest with that, and then come in and just share that. Come where you're at. If you know nothing, if you've never fly fished, you are welcome here. If you have been fly fishing for 60 years and you want a new adventure, we'll meet you there. If you just want to come in and talk and not buy anything and just hang out and share fishing stories and have a beer and be with friends, you're welcome here. And so I'd say that the river is what you need it to be in this season. and we're here to meet you in that. And if you do come in, if you call, if you shoot us a DM on Instagram, if you come into the store, I'm so glad you did. My crew's here to meet you, and we really appreciate you being a part of the Ascent Fly Fishing community, even if it's for a short time or a long time.